What's going on, boys, girls, ladies, and gentlemen all across the world? So, this is a video I do not really want to make. In all honesty, I don't. Nobody wants to make a video about this. So this will also be uploaded on my podcast, but that's another subject for another time. I'm starting a podcast. I'll tell you guys. I'm starting a podcast, an actual podcast, and the link will be in the description below. Let's just get that out of the way. And I want to start by saying, what we're going to be talking about on this video. We're going to be talking about the Broward County, Florida school shooting. And this is, I believe, 2 weeks after the Kentucky school shooting, which is really close to my home. Benton County, Kentucky's, I think, maybe a 45-minute to an hour drive away from where I live, maybe a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. I'm not for sure. I do know where it's at, and it's pretty close to where I live. So that one really touched home, I guess you could say. It because right after that, the day after that, my school that I went to, I'm not in school no longer. I graduated in 2016, but the school that I went to that I have family members attending was under threat of having a gunman shoot the school up, and they lacked their response. The response lacked tremendously. And so that's something that really touched home, And now this Florida school shooting, probably one of the worst school shootings in history. I believe they said 17 dead and 14 injured or 15 injured, something like that. I'm not trying to keep up with the media on stuff like this. I don't ever try to keep up with the media on this stuff because it's just so damn depressing. But, so I'm just gonna basically talk about what I think could have been done to stop or at least slow down the attack. To me, it's a terrorist attack. When you're sworn into office, you're sworn in to uphold the Constitution of the United States and to protect the people of the United States from foreign or domestic terrorists. And this kid was acting as a domestic terrorist. And I believe that with all my heart, that he's a terrorist. He's not an American. Because an American human being would not have done something like that. I may not have known anyone there, but it's still very emotional for us Americans to see children, innocent children, and grown adults even, that were just trying to teach or learn, just trying to get a good education, who will now be scarred for life. The ones that survived, and the ones that were taken from us, their lives were ended too soon. And it's just an emotional event all across the nation. But one thing that I did pick up from the media, and I have my notes. Gotta keep the notes. stay on topic. FBI was tipped off 2 weeks in advance. Okay, so basically he was posting stuff on social media, like YouTube. He said he was going to be a professional school shooter person, a person that goes around shooting up schools. He said he was going to be a professional at that. Well, professionals wouldn't have got caught, for one, and for two, why would you want to do something so stupid? But the FBI had picked this up 2 weeks before the school shooting, so right around the same time as the Kentucky school shooting, the FBI was tipped off that this kid was going to do the same thing. Okay, FBI, why did you not go arrest him for a threat on a government building? It's your job to protect us. It's your job to stop these damn terrorists that are going to attack us, no matter where. It don't matter if it's a school, a church, or a public building. It's your job to stop it. Why was you not there? Why did you not stop it? This is a question I have for the FBI. If you knew 2 weeks in advance, why did you not investigate more and find out that this kid had bought a gun and that he owned a gun? Why did you not go confiscate that gun until your investigation was over? Another thing, these are all, I'm focusing on flaws that we can fix. As a country, as a nation, we can come together, we can join together, and we can fix these problems, right? So one was the police waited for SWAT to arrive before engaging. And I have to say that if I had a badge on my chest and I was in a place where that had happened, I'd take that badge off and I'd go in with my gun if they told me I couldn't. Because I'm not going to stand by and let innocent children be killed for no reason. I'm not going to stand outside. Okay, I understand, you have children running through the school and everything, and it could be a very confusing situation, but it's real simple. You see someone with a gun, you shoot them. You don't tell them to drop their weapon. If they're inside of a school building shooting up children and you see someone with a gun, you shoot them. And now I'm going to talk about what I think we should do as a nation to stop this from happening, right? So, I'm going to keep my political opinion aside out of this video, because this isn't a video where we should flaunt our personal agendas, right? This isn't that topic. We shouldn't use this to say, well, I'm defending gun rights, or I want gun control, or whatever. This isn't the video for that. There will be one, and if you have seen my content and you have watched me, then you already know where I stand on this topic. But as far as answers go, I believe every school should have, they have plenty of fire exits, emergency exits, and things like that. They should have those. They should be steel doors, reinforced, locked at all times, only one way to open the door, and that's from the inside. The outside, you cannot open the door at all. Steel doors. Bulletproof steel doors that lock from the inside. So if you're trying to get out, if there is a fire and you're trying to get out, they will open from the inside, not the outside. 2 main entrances, front door, back door, both with metal detectors and armed security guards. security guards that are well trained, marksmen, retired military personnel, retired police personnel, marksmen. We have military personnel that's coming out of the military that don't have jobs, that's having trouble introducing themselves to society. Well, we could give them a job. We could help them, come back to the society and help them by giving them jobs. They won't be homeless then. We have homeless veterans that are perfectly fine up here that can't get a job because they don't have training in anything but shooting people. Okay, we could give them the training they need. Well, they already have the training, but we could give them a mental evaluation. If they're perfectly fine to do the job, we could give them a job. They won't be homeless no longer because they'll have a job. Right? So we have trained marksmen. This is what we should be using at both the main entrances. Back entrance, front entrance. Security cameras all the way around the school. Every bag should be searched, coming in and going out. Every person coming into the school should have their ID ready, and they should have to go under a background check. I don't care. Every parent, everybody should go under a background check so we know their background history. And if they're a convicted felon, or they have if they have certain things on their backgrounds that should tip us off, then a security guard should stay with that person while they're in that school. Heavily armed security guards, metal detectors, security guards, marksman security guards, metal detectors, cameras, all doors locked. Every door to the school should be locked. When school starts, when that first bell rings, lock all the doors. You should have a button that you hit and all the doors lock. Really, it'd only be 2 doors that would have to be locked. Your 2 main entrances should be the only entrances that people can use to get into the school. Now, your other fire exits, those are exits. You should be able to exit out that door at any time, but not open it from the outside. The schools, my school, where I went to high school, my high school that I attended, had wooden doors, right? And we'd go into lockdown. We'd pile up in the corner on where they can't look through and see us. We'd pile up in a corner, have the lights turned off. We'd be perfectly quiet. No cell phones were allowed to be used, anything like that. We did go under a intruder drill, a lockdown drill, when my senior year, and it was an actual intruder drill. It was an actual event that happened where a gun battle broke out right down the road from the school, and the guy fled, and they believed he was on campus with a firearm. So our school went under lockdown, and we have wooden doors, and I believe all classroom doors should have no windows. They should be steel doors that when they shut, the teacher locks it, and only a key can enter from the outside, and it unlocks from the inside again. Steel doors that are bulletproof. If you're shutting a steel door that thick, well, that's going to stop a 50 caliber. And I don't see anyone coming and attacking a school with a 50 caliber. If they do, that's a heavy weapon. They're not going to be accurate for a very long time. Unless they absolutely train with it for 5 years and get good with it, and they can hold it and be accurate for hours at a time. I don't see that happening. It could. I'm not gonna say it won't, because nothing's surprising me in this society these days. But our doors should be bulletproof. The windows into the school should be bulletproof. And I know this would be very expensive of a project to do, but I'm sure there's companies out there that are willing to donate a certain amount of supplies, right? And it's our government's job. We pay taxes for a reason, and that's to be safe in our country that we live. And we pay school taxes and send our kids to school, so when we send them to school, we expect them to be safe. We don't expect any of this to happen at all. But it does, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it does. So I'm going to move on, because we're getting pretty high up in timing on this video. I'm going to move on. But that's what I think we could do to better secure schools and stop this from happening. Student resource officers are perfect. You know, where I live, Louisville, Kentucky, I don't live there. It's right up the road from where I live. But it's one of the most violent cities in America. It's very close to beating out Chicago, which is the #1 violent city in America. Chicago is. Chicago, LA, then it's Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville's about to beat out LA and Chicago because our gun violence keeps increasing in that city. But never, from the time I've been alive, never has there been a school shooting in Louisville, Kentucky. They have ID cards that the students have to use. If they don't have an ID card, they get escorted to the front office. They have to get vetted through this process. They get sent home. Even if they were in the school and they had an ID card and they lost it, they get sent home and they have to stay home for a week before they get a new ID card. And then there's armed security guards at the schools. There's metal detectors. This is what we need across America. It don't need to be in whatever school chooses to have it. It needs to be in every school across America. Because we have ISIS, we have these big terrorist groups that are persuading our youth with YouTube videos and online content. They're persuading our youth to become terrorists. So we need something to amp up our security across the nation. But next topic. Government using this event to push their personal agenda. We should be coming together as a nation in sorrow and sadness, anger, the emotions you should run through. You should run through a bunch of different emotions when something like this happens. But we should come together as a nation, politicians included, government offices, government agents, government included. We should come together as a nation and bond stronger than ever instead of working against one another, right? We shouldn't use these school shootings or these mass shootings to push our personal agenda. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about the lives we lost, mourning and the sorrow and the sadness that we should feel for the lives that we lost. But then that's going to conclude today's video. This video anyways. I have plenty more I probably should record today, but I don't know if I'm going to do it because this video took a lot of energy. My thoughts, prayers, and everything is out to every one of you that was affected. This is not a topic I wanted to be talking about. Thoughts and prayers will be with you all through this terrible time. So yeah, we'll have a new video coming soon, and don't forget to check out the podcast. This will be the first podcast series, unfortunately. Do I think gun control, I want to cover this real quick. It shouldn't be added in this video, but people will ask and people will comment. Do I think gun control would have stopped it? No, I don't. There are knives, handguns, hunting rifles, shotguns would do even worse damage than that rifle did. Shotguns are a spread pattern, you know, you could take out 5-6 people with one pull of a trigger. And do I think gun control would have helped? No, I do not. Because if they don't have guns, they have vehicles, they have knives, they have rocks, they have you know, you can get a hold of bleach and you can make bombs out of bleach and other chemicals, you know. So if they couldn't get guns, there would be more bombings, there would be more stabbings, there would be more vehicle assaults, there would be more people using rocks to attack people with. So do I think gun control would help? No. Gun control would not help, because they're criminals. He bought the gun legally because he was over the age of 18. You can have a rifle legally. I don't know who he bought it from. Now that's a different subject. He bought it legally, meaning he could own it because he was old enough to, and he bought it. Now, did he buy it from a gun store? I don't know. Did he buy it from a personal individual? I don't know. It is illegal to buy a gun, any gun, from a personal individual without a bill of sale, without the FBI knowing and the ATF knowing and all of this crap you have to go through to sell a gun to another individual. So, did he buy it legally? Probably not. I'm going to wager he did not buy it legally. If he did, he was a legal gun owner that went crazy. But did he get vetted properly? Probably not. The question is, you know, the gun was legal. The gun was legal to own, and he was legal to own it because he was over the age of 18. But his gun rights should have been confiscated the moment he started posting social media posts talking about being a professional school shooter upper person. You know, he should have had his gun taken away the moment he made that first tweet or that first YouTube video or that first YouTube comment, whatever it was. His gun rights should have been removed, and his gun should have been removed from his control. At the least. At the most, he should have been put in prison for making a threat on a government building, on a school, on thousands of children and teachers. But that's going to conclude today's video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully these videos get better. I don't want to make another video like this, but the way it's looking, this year's going to be the worst year for schools and school shootings, because we've had, I think I saw on the news like a week ago, we've had 22 school shootings, 6 of which have led to deaths. This would be the 7th one that has led to a death, and we need to stop it. We need to come together as a nation and figure out ways to stop it. I've expressed my opinion. I've expressed what I think we should do that would stop it, and I believe it would. I truly do. I believe that would stop it. Would it stop it completely? No. But would less people be willing to try it? Yes. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully it's not another video like this. Peace out.